Okay, next, step 4, we're going to want to cleave the fiber. Okay, remember, you're not going to have the red VFL in there. It's just for the video so you can see it really clearly. We're going to press down there, okay? And there's 2 grooves in the cleaver. There's a little stop there. It doesn't matter which one you go into. Just slide it all the way in until the buffer touches the stop. Okay? You're going to release it. Now that unit right there, little guy, is just going to hold the end of the fiber still. Now in the head here is the blade. It's a diamond blade and it's spring loaded, so it gives the perfect pressure. So what you want to do is gently press on the head until it goes all the way down, and that's it. That's all you need to do. And now what we've done is microscopically scored the glass. Now what I want to do is just bend this until it breaks. And there we go. Now you can, I'm not sure if you can see that, but there it is. It broke right there. And that's our perfect 8.5 millimeter cleave for our fiber. So that's ready to go into the connector. Okay, so this is the Unicam termination tool. So we're going to open it up and put the lever into the up position. Okay, we want to place a patch cable into this little connector here. It's basically a little female-female connector, and we're going to stick the actual termination connector right into it. Okay, the SC connector, and there's the little it's got the lettering on top. All right. Now, if you look really carefully at the this kind of yellow part, one side has got these little keys in it. You see those keys right there and there? We want to make sure that it's all the way perpendicular to that lettering. This is specific to the SC connector for Corning, okay? So you're going to want to take the dust cap off, okay? And we'll put that right into the connector, the writing up, okay? And now on the other side of the patch cable, okay, right there, for to get the dust cap off, we're going to want to send the light down there from the VFL. Okay, just put this off camera, and now you'll see it's lighting up the connector red. So the next step is we want to actually put the here, let's just move that so you can see it. Actually want to slide the connector right through, leave the gate open on that. Alright, and you see this little boot here. It's now time to take that off. Okay, that's the spot where the fiber is going in. Okay, hold this with one hand, slide the carriage open all the way, and slip the connector inside. Okay. There we go. Okay, so this is really important. You can see that the plastic fills the little gap here, and then there's this little bed that which the metal sits on, and then the little tube which the fiber goes into flares outwards. That flared outwards part is past the bed from which the tube sits on. Okay? Not sure if you can see that. Maybe there's a good view for you. Okay. This part here holds the fiber. This little button here, it moves the wheel outwards. You're going to use that to release the jacket on the fiber. Taking the fiber, holding it by the jacket, you can hold it in one hand, press the button with the other. I'm not sure if you can see that. We're going to slip it in. Now you can see that the end of the fiber is a couple millimeters away from the tube. So what we want to do is just gently guide the fiber into the tube. Okay? Now I want you to watch right there as I push it further in. Now the buffer is in the tube. You can see that when I push, it goes out. And when I release it, it's just enough tension to give it a gap and shine the light around inside the connector. That means that there's a little bit of a gap between the fiber stub on the inside and the fiber on the connector. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this slightly. See if I can get it all in the frame. And there we go. And that slight bend you see there is just the perfect tension to keep both fibers in perfect contact. Okay? At this point, we want to cam the connector. And then finally, we're going to move the gate back over, okay? And we're going to crimp that tube. So, with a little bit of pressure. You can't over crimp it, but don't go crazy. And there we have it. It's now fairly safe to handle. So what we're going to do is we're going to release it from the termination tool. First, we're going to pull back on the cage, lift up. Secondly, we're going to press the button to release the fiber. Okay? Now we're going to disconnect it from the terminating coupler. There we are. Now it's extremely fragile still at this state. At this point, we're going to want to slide the ferrule over top. Now this ferrule is going to be the main strain relief for the connector. What we want to do is crimp it right on the aramid yarn directly to the connector. I'm going to do it upside down so you can see. And there we have it. One of the last steps is to slide the boot on. Okay? Now the boot's going to go on all the way. It's not quite there. It's going to click and it's going to cover the aramid yarn if you've cut it properly. Now you can see that it's keyed on the bottom, and so, I'm not sure if you can see that, but so is this. Okay? So what we want to do is slide that right over. And that's it. And there's a little bit of play in there. Now we're done. Just want to put the dust cap on until we test it. So there we are. Corning Unicam connector on Cresfiber cable.